Welcome, guys, to Let's Win Today podcast. My name is Joseph Kaluzi. I am your host, and today I will take you through my journey as a photographer. How did I start photography? Where am I right now? And what does the future hold for me as a photographer? So, first of all, I'll take you back from where it all began. I've never dreamed of being a photographer. That's the fact of the matter. When I was a kid, when I was young, growing up, I never dreamed I was going to be a photographer. When I got to secondary school, when I was back in primary school, I just dreamed of going to secondary school. When I went to secondary school, I then saw people going to college. I was like, I should also go to college. And because seeing what other people were going to pursue, sometimes I dreamed of being an engineer. Sometimes I even wanted to be a pharmacist, doctor, and then wrote exams, made it to Pole, start to study environmental science and technology. When I made it to Pole in my second year, I loved SCOM. I loved SCOM. I still love SCOM even now. When I made it to Pole in my second year as a SCOM member, I was chosen to become the publicity secretary for SCOM. So what I was basically doing is get our designers at SCOM do posters for us, and then I would go and print them out and paste them around campus like that. But I was not a designer then. So one time I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep bothering these people to make edits and all that. What if I get to learn this skill and then I do it myself? So in 2017, I learned how to design. Shout out to Kaluzi who gave me, a kickstart, gave me the tutorials and gave me the softwares. And then Ken Nchemo right there, shout out to you as well. Yeah, he taught me. I remember it was just a day. He taught me for one day, and then the rest I did it on my own. So I learned how to design, and then after I learned how to design, went back to college in my third year. That should be in 2018, somewhere there. When I went back in third year, I was now having difficulties working with clients that would come to you and say, "Hey Joseph, I want you to do us an artwork of a song titled this, right? Titled, let's say, Prayer," and then they give you a photo, they're posed so like awkwardly, in relation to the song or to the title of the song, like the concept of the song, and the pictures were like crazy. So for me, I was like, when I find money, what if I buy a camera? If I buy a camera, it will ease my work, because then I will now just take a picture myself, depending on the concept that I have, and then put it out there and then work with it. It's gonna ease my work. It's gonna make my work easier. That was the dream. Now fast forward, me and my mentor were doing some business. Andrew Hamuza, shout out to you as well. We're doing some business, and then some of the money that we had invested in the business worked out. The business worked out, but there was a money that was remaining in my account that the business didn't work. So that was on holiday. Then I said to myself, well, I've been dreaming of buying a camera, and I'm hoping that one day maybe this camera, definitely if I go back to school, it may pay back this money. I had hopes. So I took the money, I bought the camera, my first camera. My first camera was a Nikon D3200. Now, I bought the camera and went to school with it. That was in my fourth year. So it was really a challenge. It was a risk for me, because for some of you that have been in college, you understand what fourth year basically is, because you're just trying to get the degree, you're just trying to make it, and get out of the university. So now for me, it's like I'm adding something else on top of my course, my degree, right? And then I bought the camera, went to college. Before that, I now recall when I was in first year and even back, I used to play around with PhotoGrid. We used to have PhotoGrid back in the days. PhotoGrid, we had picnics. I used to love editing. I used to love just playing with colors. I never knew that would lead me where I am, but I used to love that. And now, when I got my first camera, I went to school when I was still serving in SCOM as a media team member. And we had a guy who used to take photos in church at UCC, United Christian Congregation. So it's basically a church on campus in most universities. So I was also part of the media team there. So there was a friend of mine, Martin, who used to take photos. When I went into my fourth year, that term, the first Sunday, I met Martin and he says, "Hey Joseph, I've sold my camera. So I just saw you bought your camera." I said, "Yeah. So we're gonna use your camera for the Sunday services." I said, "Wow, then it's fine. Why not?" So we started using my camera for the Sunday services, taking pictures in church. It was beautiful. And then, so here's what happened now. People come to church in their Sunday best, right? They are dressed nicely. They just want to, have pictures on that day, whether on a phone. And if there's a privilege of a camera, they will definitely go for it. So people used to come, "I want a picture, I want a picture, I want a picture." And I couldn't resist that. So I started taking pictures after church, after Sunday service. And I used to charge, I remember it was 200 per picture. Yeah, in 2019, 100 per picture and five pictures, 1,000, like that. So people were taking pictures on a Sunday. And then some would now demand weekly times. And then, so that's how it now started making money. I started making money from my camera. Now, when I started making money, I now say, actually, I recall the first picture that I took. I always cherish that moment, was of my girlfriend. I took the first pictures that I took. Actually, she had modeled for me some time when we had just bought the camera. Yeah, it's a moment I always remember in my life. And then, fast forward, I started now saving some money to buy equipment, and then I purchased lights, speed lights. Before I was just taking natural light pictures, and then I started now getting lights. Got a soft box, an umbrella, and people were coming. We have a birthday, in college, and we have this, we have that. It was like that. So I was making money through that, and now. In 2019, we had progressed, but then I was not Alpha Creations. I was JK Photography. Before I started the photography business, I was doing graphics, and I was known by JK Designs. So when I got the camera, I was like, I don't need to give it another name. I might just add photography, like JK Photography. Yeah, so I did that. I did some branding on it. And then I had a friend who I was serving in the media team together with. And then he was like, on holiday, what if we work together? So we sat down, discussed what was his goals, what were my goals, and we saw that our goals aligned. So we then said, let's do a collabo. So we made a collabo, and we had to give it a name. We gave it Ms. Watts. We didn't do so much research, which was a problem, because generally when you're starting a business, you need to do a market research, do research for the name. Maybe it's already there, So we didn't do that much. So we ended up conflicting with a grouping that was already there, Ms. Watts. So anyway, they approached us and we said, "Oh no, it's fine. We came in late, so we're going to leave the name for you guys." So we left the name, and we still had to sit down and give it another name. So that's where Alpha Creations came. Alpha Creations basically, it's about, Alpha means beginning, right? Beginning. And then creative, being creative, beginning, giving it a new feel, giving it something different, being creative, being innovative, and all that. So that's where Alpha Creations began. And now, over the years, I've worked with a couple of companies, a couple of organizations, and I'm truly grateful. My biggest project that I had was with Labensel. It's a German-based organization. It was a documentary coverage, so it was a 12-day project. Trust me, I really enjoyed that project, and I'm hoping for more of such. So that was Labensel, and then Airtel. On Airtel, we were subcontracted by Corporate Graphics. It was a golf tournament. So I'm saying big projects because business is business, so they paid us well. So we're grateful for that. And on top of that, I've also worked with several other companies and organizations. I've worked with Knight Frank, I've worked with Oasis Brands, which led us to Moody Brothers. I've worked with the Wealth Magazine. I've worked with FDH, Airtel, TNA. I've worked with Mubas. I remember we shot pictures from Mubas that even made it to the calendar, 2023 calendar. I've worked with Old Mutual, Nico, and so many other Opportunity International, and there are just a lot of companies that I can keep mentioning, but we're even hoping for more. One of the things that I have learned over time is that you cannot do, if you are planning to grow, you can't do these things alone. You always need people with you by your side. So when I was growing up as a photographer, I had started doing photography alone, but in the course of doing that, I found an assistant that I was working with, and then I now added even the video component to it. How did the video component come? One of the moments I also cherish again is when I shot my first wedding. So now I have started photography in 2019. I finished school, graduated in 2020, graduated in 2021. There was COVID, so we had a year just being at home and we didn't do our graduation then, but we graduated in 2021. So upon finishing school, I sat down and said, what am I going to pursue? Should I go into the business world, or should I start working for other companies? Then I decided, after doing my research and making plans, I said I'm gonna go into the business world, which is to pursue photography. I sat down with my uncle and I told him I'm gonna go do this. He says, yeah, it's fine, go ahead, and gave me his blessings. So I went into photography full time in 2020, soon after finishing college. But how was I going to penetrate into the industry when I had not even shot any big project? I hadn't even shot any wedding. A friend of mine, Phoebe, approached me. They wanted me to cover their wedding, but they also wanted videos. So I wasn't doing videos. They left me because of that. So I said to myself, but I really wanted to shoot this wedding. I mean, I'm not going to lose anything if I approach them. So I approached them and asked them if I could shoot their wedding for free, which they said yes. So I went and we shot their wedding for free, from the dressing places to the church to the garden and to the reception. Like literally the whole wedding. We shot the whole wedding for free. And it was beautiful. The pictures that we took, I loved those pictures and I still love them because they gave me so much memories. Yeah, so we shot that wedding for free and I added to our catalog, because now then when people used to come and ask us, have you shot can we see your wedding samples, I used to show them those pictures, and we started getting wedding clients because we had already shot a project. And then afterwards, because I saw that I really need to do videos as well, so that when people come they find a full package, photos, graphics and videos. So I started now purchasing more equipment. So we bought other equipment for video and all that. And then I sold my first camera, bought another camera, D7200, bought D610 with time, and now we've got a D810. We've got now I went to mirrorless. I'm using Z6 Mark II and other cameras as well. And so I think life is very progressive, because we have been working hard, and it's not just me. I don't just do this alone. I've got a team of 7. We have got a marketer, Mada. We've got a videographer, a cinematographer, Duncan Kagoa. We've got a secretary, Harriet, Mr. Hill, Dino and Henry, and then myself. So we've got the people that do photos, people that do marketing, people that do videos and secretarial jobs. So it's a company that is growing. We're not yet where we want, but we're grateful for where we are, and the future is bright. It can only get better. So, talking about the future, I believe that we're going to go far. We're going to work for more companies, and we're going to go international. We're going to do more international projects. The sky is not even the limit to how far we're going to go. And then we also dream of having our own studio space according to our dreams and to what we want. Yeah, and keep growing the team. Yeah, inspire more the youth. Yeah, mentor the younger photographers, and then even establish more projects. Do more projects. Talking of the podcast as well is one of them, and there are other things that are on their way to supplement whatever we have as a team. Now, if somebody is starting out as a photographer or any other business, I would say go for it. Yeah, go for it. If you dream it, then you can be it. You can do it. Yeah, where I started was just a dream. Sometimes I actually ask myself, like, wow, God, you led me this far. It's not me, it's your grace. It's God's grace that I got this far, because I never dreamt of being this far. But I know that I'm even going far. So once you get a dream, don't sleep on it. Work on your dreams and believe in God. Trust in your abilities that God is going to carry through. If He has given you the idea, then He's going to give you the customers for that business. And start with what you have, right? Start with what you have, because there's a lot that you may need with time, but you can't just rush the process. You need to trust the process. So for me, I started with Nikon D30-200, and currently I'm using a Z600 D810. Yeah, but with whatever camera that you have, start with it, and then you are gonna grow. When you grow, then you now start to buy other things, right? But you don't have to be comfortable even in that, because sometimes we get so complacent, you get so comfortable to think what I have, it's all that I need. But sometimes you also need to look at trends. How is the world going? Like, what are the changes? What should I improve on? So start with what you have and then work on your goals. Don't sleep on your goals, because if you sleep on them, then who's going to work on them? Otherwise, life out there is not easy. And then you should learn to love what you do. Trust me, I love what I do, to the point that sometimes I end up volunteering. I shoot some events for free. It's not just that wedding that I shot for free. I've ever shot other events. One of them was Frank Chimpazi's concert. I saw that and I was like, well, I might as well sponsor this and just shoot this whole event for free. I shot that event for free because I'm a fan of Frank Chimpazi as well, Minister Frank. So we just went and shot that event for free, and I met new people there, new faces, and expanding the network. It's how it works. So you need to be willing to do some things for free. If you need it for your catalog, you can approach people to say, hey, can I do this because I want this? People are willing to, same thing with internships. Other people are willing to offer internship because, you're just going there for the experience. So start with what you have and then work on it. Don't get comfortable. Keep growing, because there's always room for growth. Yeah. In my career as a photographer, I haven't been the perfectest photographer that can ever be, but I've even made other mistakes, right? I've faced challenges. We keep facing some challenges. You work for a company and they pay you 3 months later, 4 months later. Sometimes you keep on even bugging them. Where's our money? Where's our money? Those are some of the challenges that we face. And some clients, maybe they may come late and they tell you, I have a birthday tomorrow, and then they just come on that very day, or maybe even that same day. But it's part of the process. It's part of the growth. So there are many challenges that can be there in your path as you're growing. Sometimes maybe competition, right? It's a competitive industry that we're working in, but I think originality matters. For us, we believe in that when we shoot, we make sure. When we say we shoot, when we make sure, we basically mean from the starting of the photo shoot to the end, and even in the post-production, everything has to be in order. Everything has to be good. So that's where our motto comes from. When we shoot, we make sure. It's not just a matter of you coming to a photo shoot, people coming to a photo shoot, and we just click and they go. No, but we make sure that even the posing, the directing, everything else is in order. So when we shoot, we make sure. So as I already said earlier on, photography is a business, but be willing to sacrifice. When I say sacrifice, I'm just going back to say be willing to volunteer. Because when you love what you do, the money is not always the priority. But you have to volunteer in some, you have to just help out in some, you have to sponsor in some events, and sometimes money comes in as you do that. Like when I had shot the first wedding for free, these guys, when they were coming to collect the photos, they said, Joseph, you've done a good job and we appreciate it. Here's a token of thanks. And I got money that I never expected that I was gonna get. I was just doing it for free anyway. So be willing to volunteer it may not just be in photography, any other field that you're working on, be willing to volunteer. It pays off. Yeah, it's either you connect with the people, or sometimes they may offer you a job, or they may even reward you with money or something else. So be willing to volunteer, use the resources that you have around you, and don't get comfortable. Keep growing. The sky is not the limit. You can go far, and you will go far. So work on that dream that you have, build that company that you have been always dreaming to build, and trust me, you are going to win. So you know what? Let's win this year. Let's win this month. Let's win this week, and let's win today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and make sure that you like and comment. You also get to share this video so that other people can also access it. Otherwise, see you on the next one.